Hello everyone. Welcome to day 3, Watery Wealth Embodiment. Whew. How are you? Take a breath with me. I have felt some huge shifts over the past couple days with everyone. I actually have a headache right now, and I am definitely feeling the field rearrange, and I'm curious if you are doing the same. I have been drinking extra water, getting outside, spending extra time in meditation to help my body make the shift that we have called in collectively. And I do feel some physical strain in it. I really do. And we get to witness that and love ourselves through it and deliver more compassion and love to ourselves than ever before in my physical body. And I'm curious what you are experiencing too, because as we witness it, it gets to transmute. I've got my water in a pickle jar because it's huge. I save my pickle jars so that I can drink masses of water, in each sitting. But I'm curious to know, tell me in the comments what's going on for you, right? What's happening for us, not to us. I'm feeling some irritation in my physical body and in the world around me. You know what I'm talking about? I'm seeing sandpaper right now, just a little bit of irritation as things are shifting and as my body is calling me to be more present in the now moment, more present in the shedding, to allow it to move and shift more gracefully. My skin is kind of irritated. My stomach has been kind of irritated. Irritation. That the field is irritated. That's the only way I know how to describe it. And so I want to, keep chatting a little bit and sharing what's coming through, but I want this to be a buffering session. I want this session 3 to be a deep, fulfilling, cradling. That's what's coming in. Cradling, quantum healing session to support the shift, to help us shift through the alchemy, to help us turn all the lights on. And what I have been feeling today is this deep desire to witness and hold deep compassion for the Monica who went through some specific events. So I'm going to share some of those specific events with you, and perhaps this resonates. 2 very specific occurrences came to mind today, came to heart and mind today to be witnessed and alchemized. And it has everything to do with embodying wealth. Allowing that sacred, divine flow of God energy to fully support us. I remember the days, really wasn't that long ago, when I used to go to the grocery store and I knew exactly to the penny how much I could spend. And I had my calculator and had a very specific grocery list that I could not deviate from, or wouldn't have enough money to buy groceries for the kids. And me, too. I'm quite certain that most of you have been there. Probably all of you have been there. That is a challenging place to be. And as this vision of that Monica came to see me today, it was just kind of randomly doing something, and she came in to be witnessed. I felt that feeling in my body. The kids were younger, usually with me at the grocery store. And I want to invite you to see what version of you comes up right now as we talk about expansion and embodying this wealth frequency. Do you feel the shift? Relax your shoulders. And I just want you to give them a hug. Just give that version of you a hug. Whew. And you may feel tears come up. You may feel it in the pit of your stomach, maybe a pit in your stomach. I feel it. Ooh, I feel this tension, this constriction in my shoulders. Feeling like the weight of the world was on my shoulders. I remember having the kids with me, you know, them needing something or wanting my attention, and sometimes I would snap at them because I was trying to do the math in my head or losing track, and I needed to know exactly how much I was spending. And sometimes I could only get 4 or 5 things from the grocery store at a time. And as she's coming up to be witnessed, it means that in some way I've not adequately witnessed her, and I get to hold her with compassion so that I'm no longer ignoring that energy. And then the energy gets to move in a different way. And I get to transmute that through the new experience of wealth that I'm having. And perhaps you are in a similar situation still. And how do we shift into this embodied, right? Like that's what it literally means, is how do we feel the feeling of wealth within our body if the external world is showing us so much constriction and contrast and scarcity? Right here, right now, that's how. Deep breath. You get to take that version of you that maybe you went grocery shopping today and had to do the math. You get to take that version of you by the hand in your mind's eye right now and show him or her the truth. Where is the wealth in your life? Are you wealthy in love? Are you wealthy in hugs? Are you wealthy in attention from your pets or children? Remember, you get what you look for. You get what you feel for. You get what you move toward. Deep breath. And so the only way that I was able to get from there to here was not first in looking at the physical world around me. It was in consistently, intentionally paying attention to all of the ways in which I was wealthy. Because there are many other ways to be wealthy besides currency, right? No one can do it for you. It's an inside job. So the more that we go inside, the more quiet we are to commune with the infinite access to limitless support from Mother, Father, God. As you invite that sacred flow of energy into your body, it moves through every cell to the depths of our DNA and recodes all of it. It seems so simple. It seems so like motionless. And it is. That's the whole point. It's the whole point. Notice I'm speaking into my pickle jar. It's like my microphone. We're coating the water with all of this magic, right? And then this experience took me even deeper into yet another version of Monica that wanted to be witnessed. There was a specific time in life. It was not long after my divorce that I was driving the kids to school, and I didn't have any money, and I didn't have any gas. The gas light came on. My body, you know what I'm talking about. Like, I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to make it to school to drop the kids off. And I thought, just get me to school, just get me to school. I'll drop the kids off and I'll figure it out. And I did. I got the kids to school. I got them out of the car. I took a breath of relief. And then I was like, now what? I mean, I had pennies. I literally had pennies. And I just started crying. And I went to the gas station and I took the change in that I had and I gave it to the cashier. I think it was maybe, it didn't even buy a gallon of gas. And I couldn't help but cry. I was crying in front of the gas station attendant who was probably struggling just as bad as I was. And I remember we didn't exchange a lot of words, but there was a lot of compassion from this person. And I got my less than gallon of gas and I got home. The feeling of victimhood that I remember in that moment is indescribable. You've probably been there before. I felt so hopeless. I felt so ashamed in that moment. And that's the part of me that wanted to be held and witnessed when this came up for me today. And I just closed my eyes and I hugged that version of me and held her with the deepest compassion. And I told her, honey, you're going to be okay. There's nothing to be ashamed of. You are creating the change from the inside out. You just wait. Wait until May of 2024, baby. Life is going to be unrecognizable. You have got this. You are going to make it through. You are going to be okay. You are the one you've been waiting for. Dissolve that shame, guilt, doubt, fear, victimhood. You are not a victim to your circumstance. You will rise above. And I could feel a shift in my body, a physical shift in my body. And when you do this work, and it's not even work, it's when you witness yourself in this way and you create this pattern of healing, you don't always feel it. I didn't feel it in my body in the beginning. I just I just did the thing and trusted that it was shifting. But the more that you do it, the more that you'll have like a physical sensory experience with it. And it gets to be more magical and more magical and more magical because you become more sensitive and attuned to that energy. It's really, really precious. And so I'm encouraging you to, in those moments where you feel like you have a fleeting memory come up, it's not fleeting. Don't let it fleet. Now, we don't want to become the memory, right? We don't want to recreate the experience. We want to witness and hold that version of us in deep compassion so that they don't have to keep coming up to be so loud and recreate these experiences in our lives. It was magical. It was so magical. Deep breath. And I was thinking, wow. It's like over the past couple of days, as we've been leaning into this frequency of wealth and really witnessing ourselves in the mirror and tapping into bringing up this resistance with intention through the EFT tapping, it's like the field is rearranging. And as the field is rearranging, sometimes memories and situations, they get very loud. Now we can either turn it into a traumatic, dramatic situation, which I know we've done in the past, right? This was a previous version of us, probably, before we were more aware and conscious of what was going on here. But then you just get to be the observer and you're like, wow, why is that coming up? And then you get to witness and celebrate the shift. Because what I'm experiencing in my world now is so spacious and so soft. And so I very intentionally, I didn't need to necessarily go to the store today, but I went to the store today on purpose to feel the new feeling, because the new feeling wanted to be really witnessed and felt after alchemizing, holding compassion for the old feeling. You know, I didn't count, okay? Like, did not even try to count. In gratitude, you know, I was in gratitude for what I was getting. I didn't want to be unconscious of the money that I was spending. But I was like, okay, breathe and feel the spaciousness of what is here for you now, Monica. Look what you have created. No one did it for me. I've had support along the way, right? The choices are laid out before us, and we have to keep saying yes. And as we say yes, then the resources, the people that are meant to come and support us, they come. But they don't come unless we say yes. And so you better take credit for the changes in your life. You are the one you've been waiting for. You better take credit. And you better sound like grandma, get to a place where you are not shaming or guilting yourself for taking credit for it. Because yes, I did not get here alone. There are resources supporting me. But reminder, you have to say yes to the resources. And that's a you thing. That's a you thing, right? Let's take a drink. Now, I'm feeling shift on the right side. You all may be feeling this, maybe not, doesn't matter. It's all happening. I'm feeling shift over here. Right side, this is divine masculine, right? Right side is masculine energy. Masculine is the doing. It makes sense that we're feeling a shift here. Something's rearranging. And this is supporting us to lean into that beingness, right? We have to get comfortable in the silence in order to allow the shifts that want to occur within to fully come into being, so that then our external world can reflect. Because it doesn't happen the other way around, does it? It's always in here first. Always in here first. And I'm feeling, I think I said this yesterday too, like burning, some burning. right here where my neck meets my shoulders. And this to me always says the weight of the world. And I remember, okay, this is what's coming in now. Has anyone ever told you it's your cross to bear? Isn't that some bullshit? And I love my grandma. She didn't mean anything by it. She was just saying what she learned. I cannot tell you how many times my grandma told me it's your cross to bear. That my having like an alcoholic husband, my having money struggles was my cross to bear. And I was like, yeah, fully, like I was fully willing to say yes to that. And I said yes to it for years. And I said yes to the scarcity thing for years. Something else that she would always say is, as long as we have just enough. And I would witness my life and I would have conversations with my grandma about always having just enough. And I remember the day where I was like, you know what? I'm done bearing this cross and I'm done having just enough. And this comes back as I'm expanding every once in a while to be witnessed at another level. And so this is what's coming in now is this spiral. I used to say, I feel like I'm talking in circles. We're never talking or evolving in circles. It's not just a regular circle. It is actually a spiral. Okay. It's actually a spiral. And this is why things come back in. Like if you're evolving, if you're intentionally doing the work to evolve, you're not stagnant. Now, there are points in our life, I'm sure you can identify with this, where you did keep repeating the same patterns and it was like the hamster wheel. And it was just a repetition because you weren't getting it, right? You weren't getting it. Now what's happening as we are evolving is that sometimes these things come back into our lives to be witnessed and we're like, we can kind of constrict in our bodies and our shoulders can get tight and we're like, oh my God, why is it happening again? I thought I transmuted that. Well, you transmuted a layer of it, but your soul wants you to go deeper. Your soul wants you to go deeper. And so then what's coming in is, okay, so we've got this kind of tornado shape, right? You've got the constriction at the bottom, and then you've got the opening at the top. Do you know what the goal is? This is the goal. Minus the arms. Ignore the arms. This is the goal. So right now, this spiral of evolution that we see, it's our small self is here, and this is what we have access to, and we go up, 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 and we expand. The goal is really for this expansion, and we'll actually call it like this, but the goal is that we have more access to our soul, to our divine self, than we do to our human self. Does that make sense? It's like, you know how they say the matrix is inverted? It's all inverted. Like literally everything is inverted. From the toilet paper that we use to wipe our ass. It's kind of a crude example, but it's true. Like, do you know what's in your toilet paper? Well, I'm not going to tell you. Go look it up. It's bizarre. Like, they literally are trying to get us from the ass to the crown. Like, seriously. I mean, the big kicker, right, is like the water we drink. But seriously, like, you look around, it's everywhere. They have tried to jack us and invert everything. And so we get to flip that shit. And that's where the power is. We get to flip that shit. And sometimes we get to flip it over and over and over again because your greatest resistance is your greatest superpower. And I struggled with this wealth embodiment for years. Years, and it's still an evolution, right? We get to expand beyond the beyond the beyond. We're always learning. But I don't know where I was going with that. To be fully transparent. I think my soul is telling me it's time to enough chatter. Okay, so let's take another drink of water. And a deep breath. And a smile. Ah, so good. I have a massive headache right now, but it's all good. I'm not going to go into fear about it. It's okay. There's nothing going wrong. You know, my body is telling me that something big is alchemizing, and I'm here for the fullness of that experience. And when we get done here, I'm going to go meditate, hang with the kids, and go to bed early. Drink some water, because that helps too, right? Okay. Let's call in some energies to support us as we continue to alchemize all of this beautiful contrast, all of these beautiful opportunities that we have leaned into witnessing, holding with compassion, loving fully. And we get to turn all the lights on, remember, so that we can see all of these constrictions for their truth and their full expression, which is always good. If it feels bad, it's a lie. Take a deep breath. Go ahead and close your eyes. Another deep breath, breathing low into your belly to tell your body that you are safe. On this next breath, we're going to again breathe low into the belly, filling the lower lungs with air, and then expanding that all the way into the upper chest, and then holding it. Deep breath. Hold. And exhale. Relaxing your shoulders. Feel your heartbeat. Inviting in our soul contracted guides, the guides that love us the most and agreed to come and support us this round. Inviting in the fullness of our soul, the fullness of our connection to spirit. Relax your shoulders. Deep breath low into the belly and holding it at the top. And release. And on this next breath, breathe in, again low in the belly, breathe it up to the upper lungs and the chest, and hold it. And maybe interlace your fingers if it feels good, and stretch your neck forward gently. So take a nice deep breath, hold, stretching. To the front, to the sides. Keep holding your breath if you can. And release. Keep stretching your neck. Take another nice deep breath as your face is down. Hold. Move your head to your shoulder, ear to shoulder. Holding the breath. And release. Coming back to center, softening. inviting in the spirit of water to rain down on us, to rain down over our head, down over our face and the back of our head, down our shoulders. Relax. Down over our upper arms and elbows, all the way down to the tips of our fingers. Down over our neck, our chest, our back, flowing down our spine, down into our hips, our perineum. Relax your hips. Down over our legs, our knees, our lower legs, our feet to the tips of our toes. And now see yourself in a chalice, sitting in a beautiful golden chalice, as this water continues to rain down over us, filling this cup. Filling this cup, the water surrounds our body. Breathe in the water. Another deep breath. Smile. Relax even deeper. Feel the buoyancy, the softness as the water surrounds our body. Surrounded by gold, surrounded by the spirit of water, surrounded by the light. Feel any resistance in your body. Is there any pain? Tingles? I want you to breathe into that space now. Hold it. Exhale all the way. Exhale fully, 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 pushing all of the old stagnant air out, out, out. And relax. And now just be still for a moment. Feeling throat chakra. Lots of movement in the throat chakra. Base of the skull. Open your chest, open your heart. Do a little bit of frequency here. Keep your eyes closed. I'm going to watch the energy stabilize here. Deep breath. All the lights are on. All the lights are on. That was good. Relax your shoulders. Deep breath. Deep breath and let a sigh out. Tap your heart space a little bit. Shoo. Moving. Lots of energy moving there. Okay. Beautiful. So, so good. Smile. Open your eyes when you're ready. Or just stay where you are and click off. It was so good. Lots of water. Get outside for a little while if you can. Lots of water. Something else. Oh, I'm going to drop your home play, your homework. There's a beautiful meditation I did today, connection with Christ consciousness. It was actually a Christmas activation, but it just felt so delicious. I must share it with you. Maybe your evening meditation or your morning meditation, whatever it is for you. I'll drop it in the comments as soon as I click out, and I'll label it homework. As things come up for you, please feel free to reach to me for support. I'm happy to support you. Please tell me how you feel in the comments. And I'll also let you know that there's a bonus day 4. And day 4 is going to be me sharing with a beautiful friend of mine. Her name is Anadria. Isn't that a beautiful name? Is it Anadria? I think Anadria, yeah, I'm pronouncing it. It's different. It's a different name. So yes, that is how you pronounce it. But we will be sharing with you tomorrow about our mission work and how we have been able to come into a space of openness and soul creation that's very different than anything else that you've experienced or tapped into. We're going to show you how I was able to create the spaciousness in my life to allow my family to travel, live a life of freedom and openness and joy, and also how to really support my mission work. As a coach, as a healer, there have absolutely been times where I felt very stretched and very out of alignment in my offerings. This way, I'm able to support all of my mission work and change the planet, heal myself, heal my family, and I'm going to share that with you tomorrow, and it's going to be magnificent. Same time, same place, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I will be live again. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening or day, whatever it is for you. And I love you all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye, everyone.